Hi everyone, this is Anna, the Hotoptionbabe. I hope everybody's having a very happy Labor Day and you're not having to work. This is Monday, September 5th, 2011. On the screen I have a chart of the E-minis, and as many of you know, if you do follow me and you follow my blog or you're a member, I had pointed out this bearish Gartley to you on Wednesday of last week. And I mentioned to my members, if whatever you might have long, you may want to start taking it off. And we did. Some people obviously have a little bit different positions occasionally. But I did warn them here that right here on this day, 8/31. Now what happened was, we started unloading our longs in the room, and I mentioned this on the free blog as well. And what happened the next day, and I said it's possible we could retest it or we could go up a little bit higher, possibly even that 1232 level, or 1236, excuse me. And lo and behold, we did retest, okay? And I started adding shorts there because I was pretty sure that double top right there was going to be it. And it worked out just perfectly. Now, they don't always work out that perfectly. There are times when they just don't. And I didn't draw this perfectly either, the Gartley, bearish Gartley. But these are very reliable patterns. Now, I'm not a Gartley quote unquote student fully, as I'm still learning it along with all my other tools. But when you start using all these tools and you start doing this for many years, you start to realize that the more tools you have, the better analysis that you can come out with. I also saw this on the 31st, that it looked like it was starting to lose, or it couldn't hold that high, and it sort of just started just sinking down. Of course, there's your bearish divergence that started to happen, as well as a stochastic cross, and the MACDs were overbought enough on many of the charts that I felt comfortable going short. So that turned out really well for us Thursday and Friday, because as you know, in the Thursday afternoon we lost almost most of that rally, or most of it, or I believe we lost half of it, and then maybe we gained some after hours. But you saw this on Friday, on September 2nd. Now, today we were closed. However, you see this continuation of this pattern. Now, when you glance at this, you might have said, well, one of my members said to me, I'm so glad you pointed it out, because I thought it was a W pattern. It does appear to be that way until you connect everything together. And when you start connecting everything together and you see that your bands got hit here at the top, you had a bearish rising wedge if you looked at it another way. So you sort of add everything in together, and there you come up with your, okay, where are we going from here? Now, we did in fact come down to this 1171 here, or we actually got as low as 1166, I believe, on Friday. It's been 3 days, so forgive me. And overnight, look at this, down, we got as low as 1138. And we bounced off that level, and that closed the futures as of 11:30 this morning at 11:45. Where do I think we go from here? How about it? 11:11. And guess what this week is coming up? 11:11:11. 9/11. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's in November. Sorry. 9/11/11. And look at this. 11/11, look at this number. If you turned it upside down, would be a 9. Coincidence? It could be. Dark side? Who knows? But, all I know is I do trade strictly by technical analysis, not by dates or news, or occasionally I'll think about the fundamentals, but basically all my trading is done off of the charts. Now, going on to look at the financials, because you can see this has been a really, really ugly ride for them. And they've got, yes, more downside to come according to the charts. It's the same thing. If you just took this right here, okay, and you just drew these, you have a descending triangle, and that is going to end up playing to the downside. I believe the next level down for XLF is 1191. Now, I was short that Friday, and it turned out to be a really good trade. Also short Bank of America, and guess what? The girl's long. I know you're going to guess this. Gold. I love gold. So when everybody was looking for this head and shoulder, if you go back, okay, and you take off this last two candles here on a daily, everybody was looking at this head and shoulders. But what I thought was that was just way too obvious. We had an ascending triangle. It had retraced 50% in 2 days down to this level right here, 1745. So I went in, no, I'm sorry, we went all the way down to 1706, I believe it was. And when I saw this bottoming tail here, I said, I'm jumping in. So I actually jumped in here at right around when I starting the bottom, I think it was 7:30 or so. You know, I did not catch the absolute bottom. You know, I wish I had 30 years, and maybe in another 10 years I'll be able to do that. And sometimes I do catch the absolute bottom, but I'm very happy with that. And we have been long in the room since that 1729. Don't cry, I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Sorry, my cat was crying, Boca. So anyway, so if you take a look, you can see the daily, and we have another bull flag building here. You can see the MACD has got a, guess what? It's got a buy signal. All right, and so I do think that we're going to open up tomorrow much higher. My short-term target, I had put it up for my members, but I would like to share that with you guys. I think I put it on the blog as well. I'll be right there, Boca. Let me give you my targets on the golds. Boca. She's a real mouth. I'm going to be right there. I'm doing a video for the people. All right. Boca. Boca. Okay. So what I have is, oh, actually I have it on a chart. It is 1897, which we just took out last night, but I had this up, a chart up last week. If you go over into the last post, or the last thread, I believe I had posted it, but I will post it up again for you guys and save that image so I can put it up for you. It was a gold daily. So we took out the 1897, and now 1952 is up, and the next level I have after 1952 is 2007. Strange that it's that year, huh? So I will post that on this blog as well that I did. What day did I do that? I did it 3 days ago. So you can take a look at this. Here's a shorter time frame. You can see just this bullish action. And, you know, a lot of people say, well, don't you think we're in a bubble? Blah, blah. There's still a lot of shorts in gold. So as long as there's still a lot of people skeptical, you can believe that it's going to go higher. Now, the same goes with silver, but just not as quite as, it's not as quite as the metal, the go-to metal that gold is. So, but you can still see. Now, what it looks like it went down here a little bit. Is this today? Let me take a look on the daily. Yeah, it was actually down today a little bit. Gold's going to be the preferred, you know, fear hedge currency trade for right now. That's what, personally, I believe at some point we'll go back to a gold standard. So I'm always got gold in my portfolio of some kind, and physical gold as well as gold futures. So silver, I don't see the same thing, although it probably is going to be bullish as well, but I'll stick with my gold. Let's take a look at crude. Okay, taking a look at crude there. I mentioned, and you can verify with this with one of my subs in the room, my subscribers, on Thursday, he mentioned something about crude, and I said I would I only hold 5 positions at one time. I don't do more. But I said, if he asked me about crude, and I said if I were to do anything, I would be short crude. And this is the same time I saw that bearish Gartley, and I saw that this chart on crude, and it had hit the top of the bands here. You can see same type pattern, see it rolling over, and God, look what happened Friday and today. So, you know, I didn't take the trade, although in hindsight, you know, I wish I had. But, you know, I try not to take on too much. My suggestion to anyone is you never want to have too much on unless you, you know, I personally, you know, I just think it's easier to manage 5, you know, say you have gold, you have a tech trade, and you have crude or the E-minis, if you do the futures. You don't want to have on so much stuff that you have to manage. It gets too confusing, at least for this girl. I like to keep things really simple, really clean, and just trade off my charts. So there we have it. What tomorrow brings, I'm sure tomorrow we're going to see a gap down. Now, whether they fill that gap in some form at some point would not surprise me. We would be getting a little oversold as you got into this daily here. So I'm expecting some kind of bounce. If it's not tomorrow, it'll be the next day. That being said, I'm long gold. I am short the banks, and I do have a small position in some calls on the E-minis, but I also have an equal share of short. So that being said, I will. It's more or less a straddle is what I have. So I'm straddling 2 different strike prices, one call side, one put side. So that way, I will play both ways. Anyway, you guys have a very good week. If you have any questions, you want to join, just email me, info@hotoptionbabe.com. I'm happy to help and be there. And if you can't be in the lounge all day, many people trade but just by the emails, or, you know, if they need help personally, I'll stay on the email with you. Or just come in and post on the blog. Love to see you there, and like to have your thoughts and what you're looking at. And if you have anything you want to ask me about there, I'm happy to help there too. All right, have a really good day and really good week, and let's rock this week. I'll see you soon. Bye.